Hi, I'm Natasha Lee. This is part 2 of my assignment, and I'm doing this on my own. The article that I will be analysing was from the ABC News on Wednesday the 1st of October 2008, Race Relations Still Struggle in Lucky Country. This is about research conducted from the University of Western Sydney finding that racism in Australia is still a problem. From those 12,000 interviewed over a decade, it has found that 1 in 10 Australians are racial supremacists. 45% of Australians do identify groups in Australia that do not belong, with the most singled out group being Muslims. Professor Dunn from the University of Western Sydney finds these results most unfortunate, and it indicates that far too many Australians have a very narrow view of what Australianism is. Speaking from one of the groups considered as not belonging, Asma Yusra, who is Australian Muslim with an Indonesian background, says that her experiences have been mixed. She is used to the occasional dirty look. But in opposition to what the results have shown from this survey, she says that Australia is unique as it is much more multicultural and it is wanting to accept other cultures. She also feels her Muslim community is suffering from an identity crisis, and that exploring and being more involved in the Australian community would help our community be more accepting of their differences. This issue raises a few questions about what is our national identity, Australianism, and the social cultural practices that identify one as belonging, and how these findings touch on the notion of difference. Difference in the Chamber English Dictionary is to be unlike, distinct, the quality distinguishing one from another. Unfortunately, in this article, difference is seen as deficit by not displaying or containing the social cultural practices that are alike to hegemonic group, Aussie, Australia. What is Australianism? To be Australian. I found a study which asked people what it means to be Australian, and here are a few of the said characteristics. Social characteristics: as you cannot, by nationalism. Religion based upon democracy, being free, peaceful, having goals in life and education for all. Social emphasis on the family, being multicultural and possessing civil rights, freedom of self-expression. To have citizenship, being Aussie, participating in the Aussie way of life, the ability to abide by laws, participating in the Aussie culture and assimilation, adoption of the Aussie way of life. This is the land of opportunity. If this is what people believe to be true of being Australian, well, it is quite ironic to what is actually said and done in this article I have analysed, and also in the daily discriminatory acts that are occurring in Australia. Here in this article is a culture trying to establish and identify with being Australian and now facing their own crisis, being forced to strip off and remove their own identities, losing their true self, moving from the other to the norm, as difference means not belonging to the place they now call home. A more desired location or scenario would be as follows. Jacobs, 1993. A new space emerges through the presence of cultural difference and conflict and the ensuing process of transcultural negotiation, a hybrid space of cultural difference, not at the margin nor the centre, but an in-between space. I have chosen the early childhood years as my teaching point on this issue. Firstly, to give a physical idea of home, the physical imaginary place of significance where we belong, I would show a world globe. Point to a variety of countries. Lastly, to Australia. Asking questions: have you heard of Ethiopia? Have you heard of Italy? What do you know about these places? Was anyone born in another country? Do you speak another language? What do you celebrate at home? I would hold up pictures of people and scenarios from around the world in a variety of occupations and lifestyles. Say to the children, what is the same? What is different in each photo? And stress how wonderful it is to be able to share and learn from others. Some things we share, they are the same, some are different, but we are all friends. I would also create a multicultural room in my wall in my room, and ask families to donate photographs or artefacts that are of importance to their family, and discuss these with the children. I would also have a sensory table, Aboriginal paintings, alphabets from around the world, songs from around the world, pictures from around the world. A hands-on sensory table to explore and experience, not just viewing a culture and saying, I am cultured. I would follow up by asking children to draw their home and who lives with them and what they enjoy doing as a family. These are very simple experiences with nothing too complicated to understand, more about non-biased friendships, understanding each other, appreciating similarities and differences, discussing and working together to make sense and confront our world. Thank you for listening, and here are my references. Thank you.